Hi everyone, welcome back to another scrapbook process video, and thank you for joining me again today. I am doing another one of the layouts for the 6x6 sketch class that Allison Davis is doing. A lot of you know about that. This is sketch number 7, and I know it's not really a class, but it's just easier to call it that. So I had picked out, before the whole Facebook group and everything started for this class, I had picked out these photos, and I knew that DoodleBug was coming out with this baby collection, so it was kind of perfect timing, and so this collection worked out perfect for this sketch. And I'm so happy that I got the 6x6 paper pad, because I think this sketch wouldn't have worked as well without using these 6x6 pieces. It was a little bit kind of hard to pick out which ones I wanted to use. I wanted each one, there's like 6 blocks of 4x4, and I wanted each one to be different. I didn't want to use the same 3 patterns 2 times, if that makes sense. So the problem with that was, if you will notice, in some of the papers, they have, you can see that brown teddy bear one, there's this real brown presence. And then on the rest of them, there's nothing but pastel presence. So this cloud paper here doesn't have any of that brown. So that made it a little bit kind of wonky trying to figure out which papers I wanted to go where. But I think the way that it turned out in the end, I kind of at one point just started cutting and thought, I like this pattern, I like this pattern, and didn't care. And I figured I'd figure them out when I was laying them on the paper, which is pretty much what I did. So that worked out. What I'm looking for here, however, is a color to matte my main photo. And I was a little bit hesitant because I knew the other side of this pattern paper has the blue, and I didn't want to cut into this because I really wanted to use this pattern paper, but I did really good. You guys would be proud. I didn't save the paper. I went ahead because I knew I really wanted that blue as the photo mat, and I'm glad that I did, because it turned out to look really cute. It was like the best color to go on top of all those other little patterns. And then I realized that there was, of course, 1/4 inch stripe strips, because, classic Allison Davis. So I'm just going to cut 3 though, because on the very left-hand side, it's not a full 12 inch. So a small piece works out just fine. If I didn't mention it, I've tried this voiceover a couple times, so I can't remember what I've said so far and what I haven't said, but I am inking all the edges to my papers. I stopped inking for my edges I think I was just kind of being lazy, but I'm back into the inking, and this time around I'm using gray. I'm actually using gray wool by Close to My Heart, but that I believe is no longer available, but any gray ink would work, kind of a lighter gray more. So now I'm going to glue down my 4x4 squares, and when I glue down a big batch, I have a lot of things. You can see I have this whole group. I will just add the adhesive onto the cardstock, because it just makes it a little bit more better time-wise than sitting there and gluing each piece and then putting it down. So that's just one thing I do. And then after I had the glue down, I figured I better figure out how I want these pattern papers to go so that I can kind of add the browns. And it works out, actually. So the more paper with the browns is in the bottom left, and then the middle right, and then the top left here, so you can see. And then the other ones are more just the pastel colors. And then here's that blue on top of them, which it just matched everything. I actually don't know if I had another one to choose from as far as a solid goes. Anyways, but I was happy with the blue, and the pajamas he's wearing in these photos just worked out perfect with this collection. I'm very excited. I'm really happy with how this layout turned out. There's a couple things, we'll talk about it as we go. So there was that photo, and now I'm going to work on gluing the rest of the photos down. I'm working on the left-hand side here. I'm just going to glue this photo down. I'm not even sure why I got my T-square ruler out. Oh, I was lining it up with the photo itself and not the photo mat. Although I can't tell you now if it even lined up really, and it doesn't matter that much. So then I put my score tape or Scrappy tape. It's like the same thing with 15 different names depending on where you buy it. That stuff is really great for these tiny little strips. Either that or thin adhesive, or like liquid adhesive of some sort, really makes gluing those little strips down super easy. So I have that side, and then I went to line it up. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the left-hand page on the right so that these photos will match up. And I started to glue this photo down, and then I realized, oh, wait, that's not the order I wanted the photos to go in. So I thought, well, maybe I could do it upside down and they would line up, but I didn't know if that picture was centered. So I gave up on that idea and just went ahead and lined up this photo. And I figured if they were a little bit off, oh well, because there's that whole section of the 4x4 papers that's going to separate them. So there's how I wanted it to go. You can see why I was a little confused. I'm really glad I caught myself though, and that I didn't have to pull them all up. I think I was chatting on a Zoom with friends, Scrappy friends, and that was really nice to finally have people to talk to. I think that helped to get me out of a little bit of a funk again too. And so I also was a little bit distracted at the time. So one thing for her sketch, she calls for a 4x6 photo here where my 4x4 photo is, but mine was not a horizontal, or it was a horizontal photo and not a vertical one. So I couldn't use the, I couldn't make it a 4x6. So I went ahead and I figured I would just do it 4x4. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't like it at first. She has basically that last photo is 4x3 and then a journaling piece. So I actually thought I would look at the journaling cards, which I didn't think I would use at all, but this one actually comes in really handy. Now, it doesn't look the greatest to begin with, but once the embellishment pieces are on, it looks a lot better. But my advice for you is if you had to do the same thing, I would flip one of them around. So I would either put the 4x4 above the pattern paper or the 3x4 above the 3x4 pattern square, if that makes any sense. So if you wanted to do this and not add anything to that little, it's probably a 2x4 area, I would flip those so that those two patterns weren't right next to each other, and it would give it a little bit more visual, like look a little better. But once all of my embellishments are on, it turns out rather well. So I had a little bit of trouble lining up this stripe strip because of course everything wasn't lined up. It never is, right? But I got that on and I was happy with that. So you're going to see, I'm going to put the two pages together now. And then I realized that main photo here, I'm going to pull it up and I'm going to add some foam tape behind it because it's my favorite photo I love all these photos, but I definitely wanted it to be the star of the show. And I felt like it was just kind of there. So I decided to add some foam tape, and this is a little bit thicker foam tape. I'm also trying to use up this roll. I bought this foam tape trying to see how much I like this foam tape. It's just a tiny bit too thick rather than what I'm used to. So, but adding the foam tape behind this picture really helped. And then once all the embellishments and stuff are on, it really helps. It still doesn't stand out maybe as much as I would want it to, but that blue matte also helps quite a bit. So there is my pages. And you guys know I did share a haul video talking about buying this collection and what I bought. So I did not buy everything from these collections because, you know, those ephemera packs, like they're huge pieces in the ephemera packs, and then you don't get any words and stuff like that. So buying this 6x6 though, I have to say it makes me think that I might be more inclined to purchase their 6x6 pads in the future rather than their ephemera packs, because you're going to see, I'm not sure if all of my embellishments on this page come from the 6x6. I can't remember now, but I sure got a lot of use out of these. And the way that they make these, they shrunk them all down to fit on the 6x6. So they're the great, cute little sizes. So you can see here what I'm looking for too is this is very much a baby collection, and I didn't want to have like bottles and stuff like that. I think in these pictures, he's just shy of a year old. And so I didn't want it super baby, although he is, still a baby. But, So, but I have to tell you, I am super happy with the 6x6 collection. I can't remember. I think there was 1 or 2 out of the 4 new collections that I didn't get the 6x6 pads out of. But I'm super happy with these little cut aparts, and I will definitely, I don't know if I'll buy their big ephemera packs again. I did go ahead, and I think you saw, I did break down and buy the 4th of July one, but that one more because of the big fireworks and stuff like that. I knew I could use those. Makes me really wonder what's in these collections. So, and I'm using my tools. I found a circle die. My circle punch wouldn't really work. And then this has kind of got that scallop edge. I can't remember what the technical term is for this type of circle, but pulled out some of my dies and I made these little tiny squares work for me. And they're just cute little, sayings and stuff that's not super baby boy. I am going to pull out this teddy bear, and I thought it would help bring out some of the brown from those pattern papers. And I really like the way he ends up. So he is so cute. And then here again, I'm just going to use more of these tiny little cut aparts because I knew that I just wanted to use more of them. Oh, what I was trying to say, I'm getting a little lost. Maybe I need to go have lunch. I had that owl one that was part of that tiny cut apart sheet, and I used the circle die on it. So to kind of mimic that look, I wanted to do it with another one to bring that over to the right-hand side of the page. I can't remember. I don't know. I don't think I did a third one, but I did do this second one to add over here. I kind of play around with the clusters a little bit in this area. When I was originally putting these down, I thought maybe I would do some journaling in this area, but I ended up covering it a whole bunch with this kind of embellishment cluster, and I don't really want to journal on this page. I don't feel like I have to. It's just, there's a couple sayings on all these little cards, cute as a button, whatever that 3x4 card says, and so I don't really feel like I need to journaling. It's just cute baby pictures, right? So I am going to play off the cute as a button one though. I saw that, and there are these tiny little, now I was a little bit disappointed though, because the circles, they have button stickers on the sticker sheet, but they have like 2 of the circles and the rest are stars. It's like, I just want 3 circles so I can do 3, have my 3 cluster areas and each of them have a circle button sticker, but that's okay. You're going to see me work on that in a minute. So here I used that teddy bear, and then on that teddy bear little sheet was that bird. So I used the bird down in that cluster on the left. And then also on that sheet was a little heart. So I put that heart in the teddy bear's hand, and I loved it immediately. So I glued that down, and I feel like that is super cute. Now this cluster doesn't really fit into the theme of the other clusters. I mean, it's like this big teddy bear, but I didn't care. I was just having fun and playing and trying to find things that were fun. Here's where I'm playing around with the button stickers and trying to match up the colors. I don't know. It was confusing. Here's where I'm trying to really check out the sheet to see, did they really only put 2 circle ones? Why could they have not fit 1 more circle one? Because I wanted to do all circles. I don't know why. Maybe just because I already had circles on the page, but I think I ended up giving up and just putting a star in one. And then I'm going to pull out some of these little, I want to say these are called itty bitty buttons. You can't buy these anymore unless you know somebody who works for Stampin' Up! Who has extra, who doesn't want them anymore. But years ago, Stampin' Up! Came out with these. I thought they matched with some punches, but the heart ones, I didn't have a heart punch, and I have never gotten rid of a heart punch. And there was the circle punch, I couldn't find that for either. Oh, wow, that was really quick. So I want to explain here really quick what I did. I did add Wink of Stella on some of them, on the clouds, on the title, and then I put glossy accents over them. And sorry for kind of the quick ending, but there you can see I did add a little string bow in each of the sticker buttons as well. So thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you next time, and yeah, have a great day. Bye.